Japanese cars are mostly known for being sensible, well-made, and reliable, which is, incidentally, exactly the opposite of Italian cars. But what's also opposite of the Italians is the designs. Look at this. While Japanese cars are often described as robotically efficient, soulless, and sterile, there are rare exceptions that defy this norm. These exceptional designs are so captivating that you can't help but be drawn to them, marveling at their unique beauty. Hey guys, Stipe here with a sore throat, but you deserve a video of my favorite, best-looking Japanese cars ever made. In the 1990s, the Japanese auto industry was involved in a brutal civil war. New sports cars were coming out every week, pitted against each other, and competing to become the ultimate JDM machines. But Honda, well, they had their eye on a tougher opponent that no one else dared challenge. But still, a fully fledged supercar is never easy prey. Even so, it was simply no match for Honda's newest sports car, the NSX. Not only was the Japanese car faster around the tracks, but it was also more beautiful. To achieve this flawless victory, Honda asked the F1 driver, Garrett Nissan, to help with the driving side of the car, and Penn and Farina Design House to help with the design side of the vehicle. Yes, they used Ferrari's weapon against them. The design studio that sculpted almost every road-going Ferrari was also contracted to give shape to their competitor. The result was a timeless, elegant design that couldn't be topped, not even with a facelift, and certainly not with the second generation. There was no excessive fluff, oversized grills, crazy wings, or wild engine covers. It was just pure beauty. But the best thing is that, because it was the first reliable supercar, you could drive it and show its beauty daily. Poor Enzo would probably be turning in his grave. How many times have you heard that this concept car is what the next model will look like, and when does it come out? That's not the same. Many people expected something similar to happen with the LFLC concept once it goes into production, because look at it. There's no way they'll be able to mass produce this thing without some serious watering down to their original design and kept everything the same. Other than the headlight covers, not much else changed. The daytime running lights still look like they were carved with a sword. The taillights have that cool infinite mirror look. The roof arches still hover over the C-pillar, and the front mesh is improved with this new stretched effect. Beauties in the details definitely apply to this car, but even without them, the LC500's shape is still stunning. The sharp front edge is eager to pierce through the air while the rest of the car floats behind, like a trail. Every part of this Lexus is perfect, with a great sense of motion, emotion, and passion. Almost. My only issue is this line that comes out of the taillights. From some angles, it makes this whole area look detached and weak. I wish they'd given it stronger hips, like Jaguar did with the F-Type. Luckily, the convertible doesn't suffer from it as much. What a car. What a gorgeous-looking car. If you thought, hey, this looks familiar, you're right. And it was meant to be. The 1971 Celica was Toyota's first attempt at exporting a sports car. And although it was worldwide, the primary market, as you guessed, was America. At this time, muscle and pony cars were all the rage in the US, and they clearly inspired this sporty subcompact. Just look at it. It's like the greatest hits of the big block era, especially the liftback version. The tucked-in headlights are a Camaro trick, but when framed with a wraparound chrome bumper, the frowny look is even more aggressive. The belt line is pure Boss 302, and those C-pillar slots, vertical ribbed taillights, and a small kick-up spoiler complete the muscle look. The A20 liftback might be small, but it has a large dose of mean to compensate for it. Sure, you could criticize it for being a rip-off, to which I say, is it really? In my opinion, the most popular sports cars in the USA all share a similar look. Such was the trend, and if Toyota wanted to compete, it needed to present itself well. Besides, who doesn't like a downsized muscle car? It's cute and brutal at the same time, kinda like an owl. Ooh, that's scary. If you thought that the muscle Celica was brutal, how about this then? The R34 Skyline GTR or the Godzilla? But this car, akin to the hideous monster, isn't what I would call beautiful. Such vehicles often have feminine traits, such as curvy lines, a slimmer body, and a sharp look, the Alfa Romeo Tipo 33, for example. The R34 Skyline looks nothing like it. So what's doing on this list then? Well, that's because there's another kind of beauty, a masculine kind. No homo, but that guy looks great. His facial features simply wouldn't work on a girl. Well, look at it from the front of that Skyline. It's full of holes and slits and intakes and cuts. There's no flow, no design, just a bunch of elements stacked on each other. If you did the same to Alpha, it would have been ruined, but not the GTR. Actually, the more you add to it, the better it becomes. Compare these two, and tell me which one looks better. The Z-Tune, obviously. It's more serious, more ripped, more brutal. It's the manliest car to come out of Japan, making it the best-looking car. They should have nicknamed it the Geralt instead. In the 1960s, outer space had a huge impact on car designs. Have you ever wondered why Cadillacs had those gigantic fins? The answer is rockets. The Rockets had them too. But while Americans were competing to see who could put the biggest ones on their cars, Mazda's approach to making the Cosmos look more spacious was wholly different. It had no fins at all, but it had something else. Proportions. Look at it from the side. The rear end is stretched so far back that it makes Nicki Minaj look flat, but also makes the car look like a flying saucer. The tiny cockpit, smack in the middle of the front and the rear, is the same length and height. Otherwise, it wouldn't have worked. And how about those taillights, which, when glowing, look like rocket engines? Oh yeah, a nice little touch there too. In reality, the Cosmo was powered by a much smaller spinning disc, a first for Mazda, and it worked perfectly, complementing the futuristic feel of the car. Besides, the front couldn't have been so compact and pointy if it had anything bigger. As for the rest, the Ferrari 400 Super America clearly inspires the Cosmo Sport, only this time around, Mazda looks much better than Ferrari. And if that's not a good enough reason to put it on this list, then I don't know what is. Are you mad, Enzo? Number 2. Some 30 years later, Mazda would strike gold again with the successor to the Cosmo Sport, the FD RX-7. It took him 3 generations and a shift in the global trend to perfect the design, but the result is undeniable. The FD is one of the prettiest cars to come out of Japan. That's no accident, since its designer Wu Huangchun was madly in love with the E-Type Jag long before he would develop the same feelings for any girl. Wu's goal was not to create a Japanese copy of the Jag, but to apply the same design principles that made it so beautiful in the first place. So, the previously boxy RX-7 was now all about its beautiful silhouette with swooping fenders and clean surfaces. The door handle was integrated into the pillar, so it doesn't interrupt the gentle flow. I'd say it wasn't so much designed as poured out of an expensive wine bottle. Today, nearly 3 decades after its introduction, the FD RX-7 still looks as gorgeous as it did in 1992, a hallmark of a truly timeless design. Bravo, Wu. Bravo. One last thing to add. This modern sports car, the RX-7 is not arrogant, not in your face. Rather, it's confident, like a beautiful ballet dancer. Meanwhile, number 1. We cannot talk about Japan and the E-Type without mentioning the Toyota 2000 GT, which, according to 9 out of 10 dentists, is the most beautiful Japanese car ever made. But before you start criticizing it for looking too much like a Jag, know that all the best vehicles at that time looked this way. Jag, Ferrari, Aston Martin. It has a long front and a short, fastback cabin that arches over the rear. I just love the fact that Toyota invented this car. The most conservative Japanese manufacturer, known primarily for its affordable and reliable small cars, made this. Anyway, the 2000 GT looked sharper compared to the E-Type. Its fenders, rear spoiler, and greenhouse have an edge which gives a greater sense of momentum, even when stationary. And now, 3 more beauties from Japan. Do you recognize them? Do you agree with the list? Which car would you have included? What's your personal favorite? Let me know. Like, subscribe, and cut. I'm gonna get some honey for my voice. Oh, it isn't very good. Thank you from the top because I sound amazing.